Hi, my name's Leona from Supra ConsciousSoul, and this is your new moon in Capricorn reading for the 16th, 17th of January and the following 2 weeks after that. So the first card coming into the reading is the King of Cups. Now, this can talk about it being an emotional month or feeling like, because we came into the month with the moon in Cancer, and it's a feeling like we're learning how to contain those emotions now. There's a feeling like we're learning how to give, but without giving too much. We're learning how to create a boundary. We're learning how to reflect off others how much we're giving. We're learning how to be more nurturing in relationships, or finding the balance within relationships in order to be more nurturing. There's also a sense of needing to kind of cut off your emotions in a sense. Some situations you're feeling like you need to contain your emotions completely. It can be a complete lock off for some people. We do have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. And that could talk about having to find that there's an emotional stability or emotional balance needed within the family, needed within the home, perhaps. We also have the Knight of Wands underneath that, so that can talk about freedom, that can talk about expression, that can talk about, it's a fire energy, it's like a Sagittarius, Aries, Leo energy, and it wants to be expressive. It can be messages coming in. It can be also challenges to do with finances, challenges to do with getting finances in order. It can talk about loans. It can talk about trying to secure investments. It can also be about trying to create some sort of legacy, trying to create some sort of stability, and also having, it's like the material stability needing to match up with the emotional stability. And then we have this fire energy of passion and going for what you want and having that energy and putting it into what you want. There's a case of needing to kind of build, regain emotions, but also allow our passions to lead us where we need to be. There is this kind of energy of I am who I am at the moment. It's like people are taking ownership, more ownership of themselves. There's a sense of people creating more boundaries, creating more, let's say, being not afraid to challenge people, like, oh, did you think I meant that? No, I meant that. So it's that case of challenging, but in a non-emotional way, and not allowing it to get out of hand, not allowing it to kind of escape from the glass, let's say. So then we have, in the center row, we have the moon in reverse. Now that can talk about things being revealed. It can talk about us feeling one way about a situation, but then we realize that it's actually another way. So in terms of, we have the wolf or the dog on this card, because it's abstract, it's Dali, it's not there. But we have the wolf or the dog, so it can talk about feeling like something's a wolf, but it really ends up being a dog, or feeling like something's a dog and it ends up being a wolf. There's a kind of trickery to the energy. There's also, that could be where there's a need to kind of balance the emotions. There's also something I saw heard today, and it was like, you see it as a 6 and I see it as a 9, and it's about that. It's about a clarity of how you felt about something. There was an instinct about how you felt or something, but then things being revealed, and it becomes like there's this new way, because it's also next to the ace. So it's like after that, after this has been, let's say, not challenged, let's say rotated. It's like the moon being rotated. After it's being rotated, there's this sense of newness after. There's a sense of new beginnings, new energy, new passion, new growth. This can be in terms of business, this can be in terms of relationships, but there's that sense, that need to kind of steady your emotions and then kind of look at something more clearly. And you'll see, and as you're watching it, as you're studying it, let's say, or thinking about it, you see that the situation changes and then it becomes something completely different. We also have the Four of Wands. So this is like the best card in the deck. It talks about commitment, stability. So it's like we're trying to get not only financial stability with the Capricorn moon, it's also we're trying to secure more stability in terms of commitments, in terms of contracts for some people, because we do have the card of writing here as well. So it says you heal, teach and inspire and entertain with the words you write. But I also see contracts and negotiations with that as well. It's almost like we're in this building phase. We have that Four of Wands, and then we have the Three of Cups, which is about things coming together. It's about the power of three. It's also about a sense of victory and a sense of achievement, but it's also wanting me to say that there's a sense of needing to kind of conserve your energy with this card. There's a sense of needing to build up your energy for this Capricorn season, over these next 2 years. It's not a rush. It's talking about building up your energy in terms of magic, in terms of manifestation, in terms of creating something. So in terms of long term, it's like the focus is definitely on creating, stabilizing, yeah. But it's also, it's going to challenge us to look at things in a different way, in a sense. It's going to challenge us to that what we thought was A could be B. There could be a chance to kind of change thought patterns that are quite healing with the King of Cups, as that we're there as well. And then we have these new blessings with the Ace. So it's like it's almost, there's a chance for us to heal from this process of it's almost like a gateway as well, because we have the Four of Wands. That also talks about a gateway, walking through a gateway, walking in. It's almost like leaving things from the past behind as well, because you could, it's about, with the Ten of Coins as well, it can be about removing ourselves from situations that are not fulfilling. It can be about removing ourselves from things that are just creating obstacles to our growth financially, let's say. Because let's say if you have people around you that are just taking your energy all the time, then it stops the creation. Because the Ten of Pentacles did actually come out in the reverse, but that's not going to be for everybody, which is why I read it in the upright as well. And it's to do with a sense of freedom as well, because the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can talk about, yeah, breaking away from something that is kind of taking your energy and stopping that flow of movement. Underneath the deck, we had the Six of Pentacles, and that talks about harmony, balance, creating a fair exchange. That is that kind of seesaw that says, well, if I want to say no, I can say no. And if you want to say no, you can say no. And we find the balance in between. It's that kind of energy. It's also, there's going to be tests about friendship, tests about loyalty, tests about what it is that you actually want in your cup of friendships, what it is that you want to fill that with. We also have Hina. Now she's talking about freedom. She's talking about breaking away from things that are not supporting us, breaking away from things that are challenging our sense of freedom. Because the funny thing is, we have the El Diablo, or the Devil card here. Now, in most decks, it talks about people being chained. Yeah, it talks about them being chained to material things, material wants, material, well, I have to do that because I've got to pay that bill, or I have to do this because I have to do that. But this talks about releasing yourself from that. We have the butterfly, and it talks about releasing yourself from that chain. He's almost turned into the Fool with this card, which is new beginnings. It's the start of that journey. So there's a start of a journey, possibly spiritually, for a lot of people. They're realizing that it's not all about the material, and there's certain things that you do in the spiritual world that bring in things in the material world without having to put in the effort. Bearing in mind, it's Saturn in Capricorn, you do have to put in some effort. And it's about, also, it's about, we're going to be looking at what kind of guides us, what is holding us over the next 2 weeks. What are we kind of led by? What is that thing that we feel like we're drawn to? What is that thing that we follow without thinking? It's asking us to re-question those things that we're following without, in kind of blind faith almost, in a sense. But with the Knight of Wands, it's like messages coming in. It could be messages coming in about, it's like spontaneous messages. The Knight of Wands doesn't know where he's kind of going, but he's going. He knows that he has a mission, yeah, but he doesn't know exactly where that's going. So it's that sense of freedom. We've also got the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and it's a saying for us to connect more in a spiritual sense. This is the crown chakra. It's asking us to be open to our intuition, be open to our dreams. It's asking you to, it's also saying that you have a lot of support through these changes, because it breaks down to it's 41, which will break down to a 5 in numerology. So it's about changes, it's about travel, it's about new directions, it's about things moving faster than we're used to perhaps, and it's about tapping into your intuition at various points along that journey. It's about calling on the ascended masters to help you. It's about calling on prayer. We also have the 8 of diamonds. Now this is the House of Fortune, but it talks about not pushing yourself too much. You see, with this Saturn energy, we're like, yeah, Capricorn, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We want to work, we want to work, we want to work. But this energy is saying just to test your boundaries and to not kind of not force the energy. It's about testing boundaries but not breaking down. It's not about breaking yourself. There is a need to pull back when necessary with this energy as well. Also, the final card, sorry, we got the biblical card. Yeah, I pulled a past life card. Now this is saying that the biblical card is about it's kind of, I feel it kind of coming up within us at the moment. It's about that feeling like the stories in the Bible are not kind of relatable in some sense. It's almost feeling like they're becoming more mythical, let's say, yeah? And it's almost like, it's almost, in terms of relating it to now, it's like we're being told stories, but they're stories from the past, and we're almost putting them into myth form now. So when people are coming at us with certain energies, it's almost like that was so 2006, like I don't even remember that person, I don't know them. So there's that sense. But anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope this has helped. Take care. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.